It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Countywide, I'm Paul David. As always, we are very grateful to have you in studio with us today. We're going to sit down with Prescott National Forest new Fire Management Officer Cory Carlson. Welcome, Cory. Nice to have you with us today.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me.
So let's start with, you're the new guy when it comes to Fire Management Officer. What is a Fire Management Officer?
Yeah, I'm the Fire Management Officer for the West Zone of the Prescott National Forest, and that includes the Bradshaw and Chino Valley Ranger districts. Basically what my job entails is I manage the fire and fuels program for those districts. I have two assistant fire management officers, and then we oversee 3 engine crews, a fuels crew, 3 prevention and patrols, and a couple lookouts. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just manage the program on those districts, and then I have a counterpart fire management officer on the Verde side, and he has his own organization and does something similar.
Okay, all right, but that's got to be a challenging area with all those grasses that you have over there, because Chino Valley is just, it seems like grasslands as far as you can see out there. So what are some of the challenges you have on those districts?
Yeah, certainly in a year like this, where we have a grass crop that's heavier fuel loading than normal, it provides a lot of challenges. So we have a Prescott and Chino are high rec use areas, so anytime you intermix recreation and grasslands and OHVs and stuff like that, it creates a wildfire concern. So it's tough to manage, for sure.
So give us kind of current conditions so folks know on the Prescott National Forest, at least in those districts right now. I think it's pretty much the same across the district, but in yours, what are the conditions like right now?
Yeah, so currently we're in stage 2 restrictions. We have an abundant grass crop, and that most of that's because of that late March. We definitely had a lot of rain, a late snow, all that moisture, created, above normal grass crop in the area. So that's the conditions. Now we're in the middle of June. It's been windy, hot, and those grasses have cured almost 100%, and they're ripe for wildfire. Along with that, in the higher terrain and the timber, those fuels have also started to bottom out. They're below average in fuel moistures, and it's pretty ripe for wildfire if we were to get an ignition in any of these areas on any of the districts on the Prescott.
Are you seeing a lot of folks coming up on the Prescott National Forest right there? A lot of concerns over the weekend. I imagine you guys have probably got added patrols and stuff on the weekends right now.
Yeah, so definitely the weekends, are always busy on the Prescott National Forest. It's high rec area. I would say this year in particular with COVID and stuff like that, people seem to flock to the forest more. I think with some things closed, people were out in the woods, and which is a great thing. We want people out in the woods. The problem is there just wasn't enough room for everyone. So a lot of folks decided, to recreate in areas where there's no recreation allowed, and there was just generally an overuse of some of the rec sites, and that overuse of recreation, this time of year can create a real fire problem. Folks wanting to camp, and when they camp, they want to do campfires, and that's just not permitted this year. And yeah, it creates a little bit of a problem when you get that many folks in the woods wanting to have fun. But we encourage it, but we also ask folks to be responsible. One of the things we've done this year is we use the term kind of flooding the forest with prevention officers and increase in law enforcement, and just make sure that we can, any abandoned campfires or illegal campfires, that we can stay on top of those pretty quickly. So, our intent is to just educate and inform the folks about stage 2 restrictions, and just educate them on putting their campfires out. We don't want to ruin their day or their weekend, but one abandoned campfire can cause a tremendous amount of damage and destruction. So we're there to help inform and educate.
Are you having a problem with that? Because I notice I get the weekly numbers from Debbie Maneely, your spokesperson for the Prescott National Forest, and she'll send me the weekly numbers on Monday, and I always try to repeat those on Friday to let people know, hey, just so you know, last weekend we had this many wild, abandoned campfires, illegal campfires. Are you guys still seeing a lot of those in the Prescott National Forest, or has that kind of tapered off? Because I know Coconino National Forest, they seem to have even more visitors because they've got 17 and 40 that cut through the middle of their forest, and so they just inundated. I think one weekend they had something like 53 illegal and abandoned campfires that they found, where you guys tend to be below double digits. But is it improving on the Prescott with the visitors?
It is improving. We're sitting at 107 abandoned campfires for the year. Most of that's been over the last month or two. I would say, as we get into June on the Prescott, it's definitely not as cool as Flagstaff. It's definitely not as cool as it was a month ago here. So people tend to continue heading north into Flagstaff. So we've seen actually a decline in the numbers over the last couple of weeks. I think part of it is the governor's reopening has, some of that rush of people into the woods. They've now found other things to do. So I would attribute some of that to just the reopening of the state, and then the other half just to it's just hotter in Prescott. It's just not quite the Flagstaff elevation, so people tend to kind of just drive on past. And then we've just increased, like I said, we've increased our presence in the forest and are educating folks, and we just don't have as many rec sites as the Coconino does. So typically, if folks can't find a place to recreate here, they continue to move north into Sedona, the Verde Valley, and then on up to Flag. So definitely the numbers have decreased slightly from some of our basically record high numbers in May.
Before we take our first break, give me because I'll say this in the news, and it kind of confuses me too. Right now, is there anything such as an abandoned campfire? Because isn't an abandoned campfire an illegal campfire right now, and vice versa? It's kind of hard for me to figure out what I should be calling them.
Yeah, so right now any campfire would be illegal. So typically we try to get those illegal campfires put out before they become abandoned, because we want to educate those folks to put their illegal campfire out so that it isn't abandoned. And like I said, some folks, because of a lack of recreation sites, they've gone off-road and set up illegal camps and campfires in areas where we don't always know about, and then those can really become a problem. They're outside of a campfire ring or in an area that we're not aware of, and those are the ones that can bite us, because those illegal campfires become abandoned, and then with the high winds we've had, then that easily becomes a wildfire.
Yeah, definitely. I know when I'm talking on the news about it, I'm always telling the locals that live here, we're all kind of in the urban interface. So it's like, okay, so if you see smoke, you see fire, dial 911, let somebody know. We got to take our first break, Cory. Prescott National Forest Fire Management Officer Cory Carlson in studio today. Stick around. Countywide, we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9. Late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
Are you struggling to overcome an addiction, depression, insomnia, or a weight problem? Then it's time for you to meet with Dr. Elaine Kissel, award-winning, world-renowned hypnotherapist, author, and mind trainer. Now you can get her help from the privacy and comfort of your own home. Let Elaine Kissel create a personalized hypnotherapy plan to overcome your problem forever. Call 844-4KISSEL now for a discounted evaluation appointment. That's 844-4KISSEL.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to Countywide. Prescott National Forest Fire Management Officer Cory Carlson is in studio with us today. We're talking just current conditions in the Prescott National Forest and how things are going there. And Cory's new to the job, and we thought we'd get him on in studio and have him talk a little bit about himself and what he does. Okay, so we talked about abandoned illegal campfires, Cory. How about wildfires? Have we had any major issues with wildfires in the Prescott National Forest this year? It seems to me that right about now, between now and the start of monsoon, is when we usually see our big wildfire. And then the big concern after the wildfire happens is, wow, the monsoon's going to compound this. We need to get the bear team in, make sure we get things ready for monsoon as well. So how are the wildfire situation? Have we had a lot?
Good question. And the answer is no. It's been very quiet on the Prescott National Forest. I mean, we've had several red flag warning days. It seems like it's windier than normal, but the reality is, I'm looking at my numbers. We've had, just 10 statistical fires this year for a total of 1 acre. So that's good. I would say that, yeah, typically the June 15th time today, through kind of the 4th of July is really a critical time for us for basically human-caused fires. And then, yeah, like you said, once the monsoon rains come, then we just have the added complexity of lightning-caused fires. So far, so good on the Prescott National Forest. I will say that although it's been quiet here, we've been supporting our neighbors almost on a daily basis. That includes Phoenix, BLM, and Arizona State Department of Forestry and Fire Management. They've been pretty busy along the I-17 corridor and some of these other highway routes where they have land jurisdiction. We've been supporting them with engines, crews, and some aviation resources. So knock on wood, it's been quiet here, and I hope it continues to stay that way. But yeah, typically from now until July 4th, we get fairly busy. So I'm anticipating that this year won't be an exception. So we'll see.
Yeah, nobody in your job line takes a vacation this time of year. That's for sure, because of wildfire season. Now you mentioned that you're there to help outside agencies when they need it. So I've got to imagine, I'm going to say the last 4 weekends in a row now, I look down and ADOT has got announcements out that I-17 is closed somewhere. It either is the Little Daisy Mountain fire down in Anthem New River. We've had multiple wildfires down there. Then there's up by Sunset Point, which I think is what they respond to as well. This last weekend we had one that was, I want to say, between General Crook and McGuireville area, there was a wildfire that touched off on the side of the road. So these roadside fires have shut down the Interstate 17 multiple times. I know it's been closed on I-40 as well. I think Highway 87, 188 junction there has got a wildfire as well. I think it's the bush fire is going on at the moment. So one less spark. That campaign seems to ring pretty true around here, that's got to be what's causing all of these fires just along the interstates.
Yeah, that entire stretch from New River, Anthem, all the way up to Flagstaff is, it's a lot of that is grasslands, and it's been all these fires have been human caused, and all of them are a result of either a car catching fire and pulling off onto the shoulder, which is has this abundant grass crop, or chains dragging, or brakes, thin brake pads that cause sparks. And then we've been getting some shooting, recreational shooting going on, kind of in that Bloody Basin area, as well as some OHV use. All those things cause fires, and in conditions like this, when you have RHs that are below 10%, you have the wind blowing at 40 miles an hour, and it's 90 or 100 degrees. It's every weekend, like you said, has just been busy with fires, and we're there to help support our neighbors, and any way we can. So it's been challenging. I know it can be frustrating with travelers coming up, traveling on I-17 and some of these major corridors, but all of these fires have been human caused, and it's for all the reasons I kind of mentioned.
I gotta say, I hold my breath every weekend. I think it was a couple weekends ago, I actually saw a release that a kid's balloon got away from them, went up into a power line, popped, caused a spark, and started a fire. I mean, only in Arizona can you have a wildfire start because of a balloon. It just seems silly to me, but it is definitely. I just hold my breath every weekend is what I do. What do you say to this? And here, first question for you is, do you agree that if those of us who live within, I mean, we all, I feel like in Yavapai and Coconino County, we all live with the forest just really close to our homes. We're all within that urban interface. That if we see fire and we see campfires and stuff, we should call 911 right away and get you guys out there to handle it. Whether you cite them for that or you just put the fire out and give them an educational, you shouldn't be doing that type of thing. Would you agree that the public, as much help as you can get with eyes on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. And with us being in stage 2 restrictions, and with the county being in a fire ban, there really shouldn't be, anytime you see smoke, that should be a concern, because there shouldn't be, any campfires. There shouldn't be anything that's causing smoke other than maybe a barbecue grill. And we certainly get people that call in those as well. But we take that easily could be an abandoned campfire. And so we take all the calls seriously. We do ask for the public's help in this. We can't be everywhere. The Prescott National Forest is over 1 million acres, and we have folks out and about every day, all day, but we certainly miss things, and we can't be everywhere at once. So we rely heavily on the public, and we appreciate them calling. And if it turns out to be a barbecue grill, that's fine. We're used to that. But there's certainly been those calls where, in an area where we have, barbecues, or we've responded to barbecue grill fires or whatever before, and it's been a wildfire. So we take everything seriously, and absolutely we appreciate all the public's help this time of year, especially.
All right, better safe than sorry. Let's take our second break. Prescott National Forest Fire Management Officer Cory Carlson is in studio today. Know Before You Go is the website you're going to want to go to find out fire restrictions across the state. Stick around. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a couple of minutes left with Prescott National Forest Fire Management Officer Cory Carlson. We've covered quite a bit of different things. One thing I did want to do, Cory, before we go, it seems like each year we hear more and more about it, is the dangers of having a drone fly into a fire zone. I don't remember which of the wildfires burning in the state right now. I want to say it was the Bighorn fire down in the Tucson area, where they actually had to shut down operations for a little while last week because somebody had flown a drone into the area, and I don't think people really realize just how dangerous that is.
Yeah, so we've seen a huge increase in drone intrusions, and it's absolutely very dangerous. And if we do spot one, it'll shut all aviation down completely until we can get on the ground and verify that the drone is no longer in the area, which can be very difficult. Those things can be very difficult to find. It can be very difficult to find out who's flying them. But yeah, it absolutely will shut down all aviation operations, and just a short shutdown of 10, 15 minutes or even 30 minutes, that can have a huge impact on our ability to contain these fires. So it's become a real problem. Everyone wants to see the fire. The drones provide great photography. But it can be a real challenge for us, and it's become a real problem. So yeah, if we can't fly, it makes it a real struggle for us to make a real big impact on the ground and controlling these wildfires.
I just think to myself, what if there is a crew down there on the ground that needs some help right now, and just as that help's about to arrive, it gets pulled away because someone's got a drone flying through the air. So that would be really a hazardous thing to do. So we've only got a minute left, Cory, and that's it. So keep your drones out there. When a wildfire hits, real quick, in 10 seconds or less, can you tell me when there's a wildfire going on and it gets sizable, there is a no-fly zone pretty much throughout the entire area, and the area is closed to the public as well. That's pretty much run-of-the-mill, isn't it?
Yep, there's a TFR for aviation, and generally we'll close off the area to public and we'll enforce that with law enforcement.
Okay. All right, Cory. Well, good luck. We've got a couple of weeks to go before the monsoon, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then we got the dry lightning that always seems to arrive first, and it's just an Arizona thing. But here we are in the midst of wildfire season. That's Prescott National Forest Fire Management Officer Cory Carlson. Remember, if you're heading out to recreate, there's the know before you go. That's always a good thing to do. And check the website, the forest that you're going to be visiting. Check that first before you go. And you can go to firerestrictions.us as well. You can also go to InsaWeb and find out where the wildfires are burning in the state. So that's today's Countywide. As always, we thank you for watching and listening, and we will talk to you again next time.